What is up, my dudes and the one girl who's just trying to avoid doing something important? This is Bikes, Beards, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Kicking it all off nice and early. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this with people in comas. They love this sort of thing, trust me. Today we're going to talk about, well, in case you haven't noticed, the bike I'm riding. This is a Harley Iron 883. It's a 2019 Sportster. And no, I did not trade in Betty to buy this bike. This is actually my wife's bike, and I'm just taking it out for a little ride. I've noticed, you know, a lot of people do have love for Sportsters, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of give my point of view on them. First and foremost, let's get this right out of the way. I love Sportsters. I think they're great little bikes. They are just insane because you can do so much with them. There's such a huge aftermarket that you can make a Sportster into pretty much anything you want. You want it to be a chopper, it's a chopper. You want it to be like a low-riding cruiser, it's a low-riding cruiser. I've seen people turn it into like a little, like, I don't know, what is it, like a street glide, and I don't know why, but hey, whatever. Like, it's they put like the little Batwing fairing on it. The hard case is a stereo. It looks like the Power Wheels version of a street glide, and it's kind of fun nonetheless. So this one is rawhide denim. It's almost like a root beer color. It's actually pretty fun when the light hits it in different ways. Kind of plays with it, makes it interesting. But let's do a walk around. And obviously I can't do that right now because, well, I'm riding. So I'm gonna throw it to my friend with an ever so handsome beard over in the driveway to tell you all about it. Over to you, buddy. Hey, thanks, guy on the bike. All right, let's do a walkthrough on this. This is the Harley Iron 883. It's a 2019 model year. A few aftermarkets on it. Let's just go through. We've got the Willie G timing cover, the engine guard. I don't remember which version we got, but it's there. Harley Dominion grips, Dominion mirrors, Dominion gas cap, knee guards, which are absolutely hilarious because nobody on earth is small enough to like grab that freaking gas tank with their knees. I don't remember where we got that. I think it was like off of Amazon. Nothing too crazy. Full LED lights in the front now, including the headlights LED. And then a little more Willie G down there. Just a swing arm bag, nothing too crazy. LEDs and tinted on the shades on the back, and then we've got a LED on the tail light. The coupe de gras is this Saddleman seat, aftermarket, nice and comfy. Yeah, let me tell you, the actual Harley seat for this is a nightmare. If you're still riding on that, I don't even know how you still have a spine. But yeah, 2019 Harley Iron 883 Sportster. Hey, back to you, guy on the bike. Oh, but before we go, might I say, that is a mighty fine beard you've got there. Ah, thanks, man. I just washed it today and like conditioned it up and like did a bunch of cool stuff to it, you know, making sure that it's nice and shiny and healthy and, you know, strong. They're strong. dude, I could totally tell. I mean, that definitely looks conditioned and wonderful. You are just a man with a beard, and that beard is legendary. Have a good one. All right, thanks a lot, guy. Hope you have a good day. So, back to the Iron 883 and the ride. So, right off the floor, let me tell you, this is a horrible bike. There's just no way around it. It's severely underpowered. The suspension is awful. It sounds like a glorified sewing machine at best. This one actually still does. We haven't replaced the exhaust and the air cleaner and gave it a tune yet, just because really when it comes down to it, comfort comes first. And so we're building up. I just got the seat ordered. I bought that for her birthday, actually. I'll probably, or will probably, end up replacing the suspension next, and then we'll move on over to exhaust and, you know, air cleaners and all that cool stuff. For me, my personal history with Sportsters are like this is the first bike that anyone ever took me for a ride on. Not this one, because, well, that would be weird, because it's a 2019. Well, back in the day when I was just a wee one, my mom used to work with this dude who basically assumed the role of like big brother for me, which was really cool. He taught me a lot of stuff growing up and just, you know, taught me how to be a better person. And one day he pulls up to the house on his Sportster. It was a 1200. I'm not sure what year it was. It was I want to say it was 80s sort of model, but pulls up and he goes, "Yep, get on, going for a ride." Up until this point, I didn't even know that he did ride. Never heard him talk about a motorcycle, never saw him with a motorcycle. I don't even think I ever saw him wear a Harley shirt, which is weird, because if you're a Harley owner, I think you're supposed to just deck yourself out head to toe in Harley gear every day. Otherwise people don't know you own a Harley, and what's the point, right? So yeah, he threw me on the back of the bike, took me for a ride. We ended up in Laconia for Bike Week. This is before Laconia basically just turned into a glorified t-shirt shop. That is whatever it is today, family friendly and all that crap. So a little bit more entertaining, a little more dangerous, a whole lot more naked, which was pretty awesome as a kid, let me tell you, to see all that stuff. It was very cool. And that was like my first experience with being on a motorcycle. And it was awesome. After that, you know, I kind of went home and it was just like, wow, I need to do that again. Like being on two wheels is just so fun. Like, wow. Fast forward many years, I got old enough to have a bike. I went out and bought one. I did not go straight to the Sportster. I actually had a disdain for Harley for a while, and quite honestly, I still kind of have a small disdain for them. Not for the bikes. Oh, hey there, awesome truck. Not for the bikes themselves, but for how the company is run and, you know, how they treat their customers. That's for another video another time. We'll get back to that some other time. Nonetheless, progressing the story. So I rode for quite a few years. I've always had like a warm spot in my heart for the Sportsters. I just never got around to getting one. Kind of bypassed them. I rode a Kawasaki for about 10 years. Then I switched over to a wide glide for about a year or so. Then I had my accident with the wide glide. Then I moved to my current bike, which is a road glide. When my wife wanted to learn how to ride and she wanted a bike and stuff, I just thought that this was the right bike for her to get into, the right bike for her to get started with. So this is what she ended up with. Honestly, I wanted her to start with, like, you know, a beginner bike, like something you buy for like $1,000 that might be on its last oil change, just to make sure that, you know, she wanted to actually ride and enjoy it and all that stuff. But she wants to go new, so this is what we chose. We looked at bikes together, and I just kind of tried to help guide and steer her into something that was right for her, and you know, right for her skill level at the time, which at the time was 0, because she had basically only ridden on the back of a bike up until that point. So we got this Sporty, and it's cool, it's fun. The things I like about a Sporty, let's just go right through the numbers. Let's start with number 1, and that's all the cool aftermarket stuff you can do, all the like all the options for it. I mean, like, Sportsters, I guess the on-running joke is you'll never be able to buy like a used stock Sportster, and I get that, because it really is a bike that you buy to change and make your own and just swap out every part. It's almost like an erector set or a Lego set or something. You're just swapping parts. So for me, that's a big one. I like it. You can make it your own. In a line of bikes, you could take like 10 Iron 883s and line them all up right now, and none of them are going to be the same. None of them are going to look the same. I mean, they're going to have the same heart and soul to them, but after that, it's just, you know, people go crazy with them. Number 2 for me is just, it's an affordable bike. When it comes to Harleys, it's affordable. Now, I know that there are better bikes out there that are cheaper and all that stuff, but it's really true what they say, like, nothing feels like a Harley, nothing rides like a Harley. For better or worse, that is true. I am not a purist by any form of the imagination. If I saw something better that I liked, I would go for it. That's why I went with like a Kawasaki at first. The bike I learned on, I inherited. It was an '84 Honda Nighthawk 450. You can hear my voice changing as I'm like going over these bumps because the suspension sucks so much. But yeah, I ended up in Harley because when it came time to buy a cruiser, I looked around at everything, and quite honestly, I started by looking at Kawasaki's because I was already comfortable with them. I was already riding them for so long, but nothing screamed at me like motorcycle, and nothing like really screamed like cruiser and like cool ass bike like a Harley did. So I ended up with the Y-Glide. Quite honestly, Victory might have won out over Harley. I definitely love Victories. I think they are just phenomenal looking machines. The thing that got them kicked out real early was the fact that they went under when I started looking for a bike. And I know that they promised to support parts and all that for another 10 years. But you know as well as I do, after a couple years, those parts are going to be really hard to find, and they're going to start getting real expensive. And I didn't want a chance having a really expensive doorstop. So they got knocked out of the running right away. So Harley it was. And that goes right back to the Sportster. I mean, like, to me, Sportster just, it screams like American motorcycle. Like, you hear American motorcycle, you think Sportster. It's just got that old school classic sort of look to it, and it's just cool and it's fun, man. Number 3 for the reasons why I like the Sportster. It's a fun, zippy little bike. I mean, there's nothing crazy about it. You can almost say it's vanilla, but I don't even think that's really true, because it's not that it's vanilla. It starts vanilla off of the floor, but then you throw all kinds of stuff on it, like sprinkles and cherries and all that, and you know, a little caramel swirl. Caramel, however the hell you say it. How do you say it? Like, throw that down in the comments. And if you don't say it like me, I'll make fun of you, so it's cool. Yeah, like, it's a cool little bike to have fun on. It's not super powerful, it's not super fast, it's not super agilic, it's nothing except for a fun little bike that you can do fun stuff with. Number 4, believe it or not, like, Sportsters are one of the last bikes that you can truly make look and sound like a Harley. Within the Harley, I think this guy wants to race me. We're going. It's on. Within the world of Harley-Davidson, their engines have evolved so many times over the years. And when it comes to the Sportster, they really haven't. It has the Evo engine in it. The Evo has been around forever. It's been around for decades. The biggest change that this engine has seen since rolling out is it went from carbureted to fuel injected in the early 2000s, if I recall correctly. Aside from that, this is an old school Harley engine. You throw some different pipes on here, you take out like any of the stuff that kind of muffles the sound, and you throw a different air cleaner on here, you're gonna have that old school, like, potato Harley sound that, you know, everyone really likes. So it's this, if you want that old school Harley like sound and feel and look, the Sportster is the way to go. It's what you got to do. There's nothing else that Harley is putting out that can say that. I mean, it's all moving forward, and quite honestly, you know, another year or two, you're probably looking at liquid cooled Harleys, and everyone's gonna rabble about it, just like they did when the V-Rods came out. But they're gonna have to get over it, because that's the way of the future for motorcycle engines. Sorry. Number 5. So number 5 for me, it's more of, it plays into my sense of humor more than anything else. As fun as it is to zip around on this bike and like do all the things I do with it, I'm a big dude, and this is a little bike. In my head, whether it be true or not, I don't have pictures, so I can't tell you, but in my head, I feel like a trained circus bear just riding on a tricycle with this. And it is, to me, it's just hilarious. It's a little bit of humility, whatever. It just reminds me that being on a bike should be about having fun and like enjoying yourself, and not trying to look like the tough guy every time you drive by someone, or every time you're next to like some other bikers, or you know, something like that. It reminds me that it's okay to smile while you're riding your bike. It reminds me that it's just good to have fun and ride and like just enjoy the day, man. Enjoy the fact that you're alive, as sappy as that sounds. So I mean, I'm gonna have to say that really wraps up my top 5 reasons that, you know, I really dig the Harley Sportster. All right, so now with every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? Let's talk about the 5 reasons I don't like the Sportster. And yeah, there are plenty. I've already touched upon them. Number one, like right out the gate, the suspension sucks. Like seriously, Harley, I get that you've got the old school engine and all that stuff, and you know, it's kind of a cool throwback, but you don't have to give me suspension from like 1975 as well. That's just insane. Like, fix this stuff up, man. It sucks. Like, I compress my spine every time I hit a bump. It's insane. Number two, the seat, seriously. So when my wife first got this bike, she hadn't gone out. She was going through the lessons and learning how to ride and all that stuff. So I didn't think it would be good for her to be the one that breaks in this bike, because she still had a lot of learning to do. So I took the bike out, and I was the one who put on the miles to get it broken in and, you know, get it ready for her. And there's a few times I got stuck in like rush hour traffic on the highway and all that, and let me tell you, like, the seat that it comes with, it looks cool. It definitely fits the bike, yeah, but there is nothing to it. It is overly soft. It is poorly padded. The seat pan feels like crap, and I know what the seat pan feels like, because after 20 minutes of sitting on it, there doesn't feel like there's any cushion, and you can actually just feel like the seat pan drilling into your ass. It sucks. No matter where you sit on the thing, it is the most uncomfortable like seat you could ever like dream of. It's nuts. So yeah, that for me, garbage, man. Whoop, time to speed up. I don't want this truck to come by and murder me. Number three, it's the same argument that I have with a lot of Harley stuff, and that's they're still using like old school light bulbs in their directionals and in their headlights and all. Like, what are you guys doing? Did you buy like 10 billion of these lights back in 1990 and you were convinced that they would never go out of style, so now you're just trying to use them all so you don't take a loss? These things suck, man. Like, put LEDs in your bike. They can't cost that much. I seriously doubt it's breaking the bank that you get if you guys put LEDs in the bike. Seriously, it is beyond dumb and just incomprehensible that like Harley just cheaps out so hard on that. I mean, damn. Damn. Number four. So I did talk about the engine and how it's an old school engine. It's been around forever, and it's awesome. I can't deny that. But seriously, Harley, like, put a little more, like, tune it up a little more. Give it a little more power from year to year. Like, give it a little more torque. Give it some sort of zip, some sort of pep. I mean, I understand this is pretty much like an introduction bike, and you don't expect people to keep it for long, and you want them to go to like your bigger V-twin cruisers and all that. But come on, guys, throw us a bone. I think, if I recall correctly, and I'll throw the numbers up here, the Sportster, I'm not even sure if it hits like 50 horsepower off the floor. That's nuts, man. I mean, we're talking like glorified go-kart at this point. Come on, guys, step it up. You can definitely like put a little bit more in there. I know if I change the pipes and I change the air cleaner alone, that kicks up like the horsepower. If I throw a tune on it, that kicks it up. There's no reason why you can't do a little something for us in the factory, make it a little more appealing. At the end of the day, this is still a $9,000 bike. You know, you take any other manufacturer and you bring 9,000 to them brand new, you're getting more than 50 horsepower. Come on, Harley, we're looking at you. Help us out here. throw throw us a bone for like the last few years you're probably going to make Sportsters before you do away with them. Alright guys, that is my top 5 things I love about the Sportster and my top 5 things that I hate about the Sportster. But let's hear from you. Throw it down in the comments. What do you like? What do you hate? Tell me your feelings about the Sportster. Let's keep it civil. I only say that in case I get 2 comments on this and you guys disagree. Oh, and by the way, oh, I just waved to a moped. Failed. By the way, I have broken the double-digit mark. Last I checked, 13 subscribers. Yes, 13. How amazing is that? I'm just skyrocketing. I'm like, I've got a rocket taped to my butt and I am just launching into the atmosphere. That is, welcome aboard 13 people. That is awesome. I'm glad to have you here. And if you are not one of those 13, take the time, like, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification, be a part of the family. I'll try and entertain you, something. I'll at least help you pass the time when you're supposed to be doing something important. Looking at you, one girl. But that's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you on the flip side.